If you ordered a Quillo envelope kit, you should receive fabric pieces, elastic, thread, an optional cone holder, and a sample envelope. The cone holder is made on our awesome budget to go like that, so that you can use a great big serger cone on a regular machine. To begin the envelope, I need to point out that there is a right and wrong side to the fabric. The right side is dull, the wrong side is shiny and should have the size marked on it. So you're going to start by hemming both short ends. I like to fold it over about a ½ inch. It doesn't need to be super precise. Fold it over twice, crease it with your fingers. I'm not above using pins. You can use pins, pin it, and then sew right along that edge, and it will look like that when you're done. After you have both short ends hemmed, flip it over so that the dull side is up. Fold it in half lengthwise to make a crease at the center of one of the hems you just did. You can just crease it with your fingernail, and it just leaves a little fold mark there. Then take your elastic, fold it in half, right sides together so this gummy side is facing out, and center it on that fold mark. Okay, I'm going to show you some little tricks for sewing with this gummy elastic. Just take a piece of paper, lay it across the gummy part. I found it helped if I slid a piece of paper underneath it as well. And then line it up on your sewing machine like that. I used light colored thread just so you could see the sewing. You'll use black. And this is just a little jean jig type thing that I rigged up with 2 layers of cardboard. You can slide that underneath the back of your foot while you sew, and then put it around to the front of your foot at the end of your seam, and it keeps your foot level while you sew. So this elastic is sewn on about 1/4 of an inch from the raw edges through the hem you just made. I like to give that one a good back stitch. Okay, then just rip the paper off, and you can sew the second part of the seam. Take the elastic, open it up to cover the seam you just sewed. Paper under the gummy if it helps you. And then sew across this again to enclose the raw edges of the elastic. Something like that. Okay, next you're going to put your envelope shiny side up again. Fold the bottom edge up until there's about a hand width, 4 or 5 inches, doesn't need to be precise, between the bottom and the top. Fold the top over so that fold lines up with the bottom hem, and pin it in place. If you want. Then you're going to sew or serge down both of these side edges. It will look like this. Here's a close-up view of the side seam that's been serged and the side seam that was just sewn with a straight stitch machine. If you sew with the straight stitch machine, trim off all these fuzzy threads before you turn it right side out. Any threads that are hanging, turn it, the whole thing, right side out and tuck the elastic inside. Then you'll fold that out flat. Elastic kind of makes it bulky, but there we go. Okay. Fold that out flat and then sew the second part of the side seam will look like this. This will be sewn about 3/8 of an inch to enclose the seam allowance that you did on the other side. And once you've done that, it's all finished. Just do a quick quality check, trim off any spare threads that are hanging around, and it's all done. Thank you.